Hey guys, how's it doing? Swifdeath again with another version of his Mecha Phantom Beast deck. This one's an update on the Black Garden build, so this is version 2 of Mecha Phantom Black Garden. I was finding things really good with Black Gardening, just a few changes really, slimming it down, added some more draw power, that sort of thing. So we'll just quickly go through the whole deck. We'll start with the 3 Tetherwolf, of course. Nice and simple. What this one does is like the main one of the deck with Black Garden up, you get a beat stick out and a token. Nice and easy. Then you run the 3 Mega Raptor. Go off with Aerial Recharge, which I've got 3, and go off with Black Garden when you get a token if they summon. So nice and straightforward with that too. The rest of the Mecha Phantom Beasts, we've got 2 of the Hamstrap, because it gives you tokens. It's a nice easy thing to store with under Black Garden. 600 defense is kind of big, and you just get to go off really from there. 1 Haralard, I only won the 1 now because I was finding it was a bit dead, and there's not a lot in hand I want to summon other than the Cult Wing or maybe Mega Raptor. So it was only 2 targets really. I was like, I'll just run the 1 Haralard, so that's at 1. 1 Cult Wing works with Black Garden. It's attack 1600. It's really good. Really like this card, but just at 1. Don't want to overuse it. So it's got a decent defense when you play under Black Garden, so it's okay. 1 Thunder King Ryo. This card's been so good. You play Black Garden after playing it, and it's 1900 beat stick, and they have to get rid of the Black Garden first for dealing with this. It's amazing because of that. For that reason, I run it, as well as the inability to let people search. Like Fire Fists can't search. You can't search when Yamato's on the board. I can't search with Mega Raptor, but it's hardly a problem half the time if I've played like beat sticks and then slapped down Black Garden as well. So I'm finding this really good. The other bit I run is the 3 Watchdog, because I run the Karakuri engine just to 3. I run the 3 Buri, so it's nice and simple. You just go into this. You can make Star Eater off of Buri in this as well. Star Eater isn't affected by Black Garden's attack dropping ability either, so it's a 32. So I like these. Nice and easy route to Star Eater, and nice route to making Drago Frank 7s. Yeah, I try and do it outside of Black Garden though, or lay Black Garden face down, so and then flip it up. So that's how I do that. The last monsters of this one are 2 Max C. Because I just don't want people special summoning away like mad on the first turn, or if they're going to go in I want to slow them down, particularly if they get rid of the Black Garden. So it's more of a controlled build, so I run the 2 Max E's. For the spells now, new addition is 2 Shard of Greed. This card's a little underrated in my opinion, actually, after playing it. I don't like playing it. It's Harpies obviously, because of it with this in, I swap it out for other stuff, but against most decks I get to draw unless they're playing their MST on my millions of back row, or they're not playing it on Black Garden. Then it's a good distraction, and I actually get to draw off it. So I'm finding this card really good at the moment. Just the 2, because I'm running 6 cents as well, so I didn't have space for the full 3, but the 2's working out fine as well. So just the 2 of those. Then the main core of this build is the 3 Black Garden, full 3 Black Garden. What can I say really? This card does so much for this deck. It keeps your attack monsters really high. It means that they have to deal with it first. They give you token protection under it. You can get rid of it, summon back Cult Wing for nothing if there's 2 tokens on the board. You just go in. My friend had the 1300 Judgment Dragon, and I just induced its effect, and I just summoned a monster next turn and beat over it. It's really good. It can work against you sometimes if you're going for the OTK though, but if you're playing clever, I find this card's really good. This is a card that's helped my Mecha Phantom Beasts out the most. I recommend Black Garden for people. The only issue is it can get 2 in hand. It can be a bit dead off the draw if you get 2 in hand, but you can work around it because you get tokens all the time. So I'm finding it really good. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot more control based, and that's what makes it worthwhile. Another addition that I've added, which is working out actually is one of the best things I've added, is 3 Pot Duality. You can't use obviously Tetherwolf's effect with it, but if you summon like Mega Raptor or set a hamstrap face down. It lets you stabilise your hand quite considerably. You can get out Maxi if you need it, you can get out Tether Wolf, you can get out Black Garden, you can get out any sort of trap you want. So I'm running through this, it's working out amazing. I find this probably the best addition I've added. I recommend it to any Mecha Phantom Beast player actually, because it stabilises your hand and it helps you set up. So running this at 3 has been really good. Obviously got the Dark Hole after that. Nice and simple. That's it for the traps. I don't run any MSTs, and this is why I don't run any MSTs, as I run 3 Spiritual Wind up my RB instead. This card is kind of underrated as well at the moment. I haven't seen many builds running it. You get to send a wind monster, so tribute a wind monster. You get to put a card to the bottom of the deck. It's a card as well, so it can double up as MST and basically reverse compulse as well. So I'm finding this really amazing on all sorts of things really. Using it on Hysteric Sign, using it on monsters, getting rid of Drago Sacks, and always a helpful bonus with this card. You can normally only tribute a Mecha Phantom Beast token for it, so it's not exactly costing you too much either. Particularly if you're like me running a free aerial recharge, you flip aerial recharge, tribute a token, the recharge dies, you get to use this as well, which can get you out of a lot of situations. I'm running at 3 because I was running 1 and that wasn't enough, and I was running 2 and there wasn't enough. 3's working out good for me at the moment. Can be a bit dead sometimes if you draw 2 off the start, but it becomes live later on. So it's been really the MVP of the traps for me actually, by a long way up, other than aerial recharge. So I'm running 3 of that. The other main trap this deck runs that helps win games is definitely aerial recharge. All the others are decent, but this going off with a Mega Raptor, I'll invariably win because I get to search when Thunder King's not on the field. So I'll get with Thunder King, and then finally, I'll flip aerial recharge with this and Tether Wolf out and get the 2 extra tokens, and then on my turn play Black Garden after playing this again, allow me set up and searching ability. It's really good, this card. I'm finding again 3 might be too much, might have to run 2 and a Scapegoat just so I can keep the tokens running over, but this card's been so good as stopper, as using it for my RB, as basically doing anything really. It's been so good. Any issues using it is activating it under Black Garden can be a pain. If you activate under Black Garden, they get a token, so they can bomb over the token that you've just activated, unless it's in the battle, if it's in the battle phase, so it's a bit annoying. But other than that, it's been really good, and paying the cost has not been a problem either, so you just get rid of this if you don't want to pay the cost. So it's been one of my favourite traps, one of the MVP traps. That and me RB been amazing together, so those are the 3 I'm running 3s. The last one I run in 3s, which has actually helped me amazingly as well, is Wabaku. Wabaku is just simply amazing. I can't say it any other way. You have to take burn damage to die that turn. You can sit and take a hit in it and then set up this next turn with monster and then go off. It's so good for setting up stuff and for saving your life points when you really need to, that I have to run the full 3. I wanted to take it down to 2, but it's just too good, this card at the moment in this build. It saves you tokens as well. Just amazing, and it saves you if they try and beat over a Black Garden token that they've summoned off a monster. So really good card. The other one I run is a bit weird, is 2 Vanity's Emptiness. This is the other thing, because it stops the tokens being summoned to their side of the field, as well as stopping them doing stuff. I find this really good. If you still want to go off and you know that you're going to take the attack drop, you don't want to give them tokens, you can flip this as well. So it works in your favour in that respect, as when Black Garden's up, as well as just stopping general play. So it's really good. I'm running the 2. You don't really want to draw it in first turn hand always, but I found it to be okay. I'm enjoying it. So yeah, I'm into that. New edition 6th Sense. This is done like on the day of the ban list. This video was about to be announced, so I don't know if it's going to get hit or not. But anyone wants to draw +5/+6, it's just simply you just have it for more draw power. You don't really want to mill this deck, so but I take the risk of the drawing, so that's why it's in. And then the traps, the basic stuff, basically is the Solemn Warning, the Bottomless, the Compulse, and the TT. I'm hoping we get Compulse back to 2 so I can run a slightly different build. I'll talk about that if it happens. Yeah, they're the main traps. They're the main traps for that. I'll go through this side quick, and then we'll go through the extra deck. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. 1 Maxi, 2 Vela, 2 MST. Zombie World's in here. Zombie World's in here because it takes me out being machine type, so they can't side in machine stuff, and it stops Bujin and dragons in the graveyard, and it also stops Firefist 2, so this card for me saves me from being machine and stops Beast Warriors and dragons from doing stuff, so it's in because of that as well, so that's why it's there. Imperial Iron Walls, you can wonder why they're in dragons. Light Prisoning Mirror, because I don't like the Bujin fight, and I don't like the Bujin fight, and I also don't like the Heraldic fight with the Christia, sorry, so don't like the Christia fight either, so we're going to go for that as well. I was also in for Light Swans. The other thing I've added recently to the side is Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors as well, because I don't want to fight because I can't go off with like Kurokuri Watchdogs and Furies if I have a goddamn Ouroboros, Ophion sitting on the field. I don't like that. So I run that. It's also for vampires because that's a bit popular at the moment. Ghost Tricks because it's a bit popular at the moment. And for Dark Worlds, which are hanging around my locals as well. So I don't like Grapha trying to come beat over me because there's not exactly a massive amount of beat sticks without Black Garden on the field. So I run this in the side if I need it. Soul Drain. It's pretty self-explanatory why that's in. That's in for Murmouse, as is the Macrocosmos. For Light Swans, which my friend also runs, it's in for that too. And for Harpies who can't activate Party or Sign if this goes off, so I run it for that too. I don't lose too much off those. Last bit will be the extra deck. The extra deck is 2 Chidori. It's only 4 I run. It's amazing. You need to run 2 of this at least in Mecha Phantoms. It saves you so much, it forces so much as well. So I run that. My 7s are Master of the Blades, 1 Big Eye, and 2 Dragosack. This deck needs at least 1 Dragosack. If you're going to run Mecha Phantoms Beast and you don't run Dragosack, you're going to have a really hard time with it. 2's made this a lot easier as well. So 2 Dragosack. And then we've got a Gustav. Helps win games as well. Don't make it as often as I used to, but helps win games. After that I've got the 3 Buries. As well as before then on my 6 is a Orient Dragon, just to stop synchros. And then we're going to Buries. Main synchro of the deck goes off with Watchdog, gets another Watchdog, lets me go into something else. Tend to make 2 of these in 1 turn, or Star Eater if I can't do anything else. If I'm under Black Garden, Star Eater's the play because it goes to 32 because it can't activate. Black Garden can't activate on its summon. So the other thing I run's Ancient Fairy versus fields such as Ravine. Hello Dragons, I'm watching you. And so I get the Black Garden out, I get life points. Also its effect's quite cool to summon another one. Can overlay still for Dragos out of it if I need to. There's a 3000 defense beater as well under Black Garden. Last 2, the 8s are, and then I've got a Star of course, but the last 2 8s are Crimson Blader because you have to run Blader. It's easier to make, and if I don't want to make the Buries and stuff I can't. And Thought Ruler because it stops back row and traps and it gives me life points. This card's won me a load of games at the moment. And the last one is Star Eater. I'd love to have a second of this actually and run 2 in this, but unfortunately I don't have one, so I just had the 1. So that's it really. I hope you like my build, and there'll be Vampire 1 coming, but I'm not going to do that yet because it's not quite finished. Cheers guys, over and out.